everyone. It's Enjoy English School. I'm Chris Gorski.
I'm Betty.
And today is February 9th. We're on pages 20 and 21, and it's day 2 of our Chinese New Year article called Spreading Good Fortune with Red Envelopes.
对，同学，我们今天来到了第2天呢，这个恭喜发财红包拿来的单元啦。那我们就继续看一下今天呢有什么习俗，各地的习俗我们可以来借鉴参考一下。
So, do we say Happy Chushi? Do we say that?
好像没有，我们都是讲新年快乐。
You just say 新年快乐, right?
对。
So, our traditions in my family in Taiwan are a little unusual because my wife is Taiwanese, but I'm a foreigner, and my family doesn't live here. So when there's some days you visit like one part of your family and then you visit another, like we don't do any of that. We just visit my wife's family because my family's not here.
Oh, that must be good news for your wife.
Yeah. Usually we go to like a restaurant or something. It's a little easier than just cooking at home now.
It could be a lot of work if you need to visit like the husband's parent, the husband's family. You need to do the cooking.
That's right. Or you need to go some other place. It's a little bit of trouble, right? Is your family from like this area or do they live like elsewhere and it's kind of more trouble?
他们是台湾人，然后都是在台中，所以就是初一回我爸爸那边，初二回我妈妈那边。可是初一媳妇就会很辛苦，因为除夕的时候就要吃饭，然后你就要开始煮东西，然后除夕过完，你可能初一你要去拜拜。所以你要很早起。
So it's a vacation, but it's a busy vacation.
对，大家都在忙，比那个上班更累，我妈说的。
All right, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we got paragraph 1. All right, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 20 and 21. Now, you're on vacation with Chinese New Year, but don't forget to take out your pens and pencils. It's always good to write on your articles.
那今天呢，我们来看一下，同学，今天是除夕夜嘛，对不对？那除夕夜不要忘记学英文，我们一起来看一下第一段的部分。
All right. Throughout East Asia, there are many traditions similar to the giving of red envelopes.
对，那第一个这个 throughout 这个字呢，它就是遍布世界各地的意思，这可能比较不好解释。所以在东亚各地呢，其实有很多的这个传统是和给红包很类似的。
That's right. So we could say throughout, 一个单词, or we could say all over, and that's 2 words, A-L-L space O-V-E-R, all over East Asia. Now we have there are, don't say have, 这个没有声明，这个传统没有声明, so don't say there have, blah, blah, blah. That's wrong.
对，这个记得，这个台湾同学很常错，尤其是当 there are 用完成式的时候，同学觉得 there have been 就是会错，这个地方要特别小心。There are.
Yeah. So let's look at similar to. When something is similar to, this is a preposition. This is not 你不要用不定式. So we need giving here. Circle to and draw a little arrow. 画小箭头 to V-I-N-G. And we're going to see that a little bit later in paragraph 2.
这个 similar to 的 to 跟昨天学到那个 related to 的 to 都是介系词，后面都要加 ing 或者是名词哦。
In South Korea, parents and grandparents may give lucky money to children for the new year.
所以我们先从南韩开始看，看起来是跟台湾有点像，就是呢，父母或者是祖父母可能会把那个压岁钱给小孩。
This is a nice little phrase here. Let's underline give lucky money to children for the new year. And this sentence pattern is really useful. Give A to B for something.
就是把什么东西给谁，那个中间那个 to somebody， 那个 for 通常指的是目的，你是什么场合要给这个东西。
So maybe your mom, for example, my dad would give me money and he would want me to go to the local store and buy something for him. And a fun fact, when I was a kid, kids could buy cigarettes for their parents. So it's like a little kid, I never wanted to smoke, but my dad would give me money to go to the store for cigarettes.
Oh, but no.
You can't do that today.
We can't do that. Yeah, in Taiwan, no.
You can go put the money in. Okay, here you go, little kid. Okay, let's go to our next sentence. However, instead of red envelopes, the money is placed in brightly colored lucky bags called bokjomoni.
哦，对，我们看到了一个很可爱的字哦。那这个是一个韩文字，我们先从头开始看。然而呢，同学要记得一下这个 instead of 跟 instead， 因为这一课会一直看到这两个词。instead of 后面的事情呢是你不要的，是你不做的。所以呢，我们不要就在韩国，他们不是给红包，那个钱呢其实放在比较亮一点的亮色系的福袋里面。那这个福袋叫做보조마니。
Thank you, BTS, because we watched a video of BTS saying this word a few times. So we learned Korean with BTS. You learned English with us. All right, let's look at instead of. We're going to use instead of a few times today. Listen, 我们有 instead, 跟 instead of, 真的很麻烦的字. These are very tricky words because you can use them all over the sentence. But let's learn something really easy. 当用 instead of 有两个单词的话，你下面的一个东西，你下一个东西是不要做的。So, instead of red envelopes, 请记得，因为 instead of 下一个东西是不要的。We don't want red envelopes. We're going to use 보조마니.
对，所以同学这个要特别记得，而且那个 of 它是一个介系词，所以 instead of 它后面是接名词跟 instead 其实有点不同。
All right, so instead of underline it, draw a little arrow to red envelopes and say 不要. I don't want this. All right, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we got paragraph 2. Okay, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 20 and 21. We learned that in Korea, children get lucky money in bags called 보조마니. Let's look at in Japan.
那我们现在要往下来看一下日本是怎么样的。
There is a similar tradition in Japan known as otoshidama, which means New Year's gift.
对，我们就要来看到另外一个日文字了哈，它叫 toshidama。他说呢，有一个很类似的，在日本有一个很类似的传统，他们是给这个 otoshidama。如果因为台湾人很多在学日文，对不对？这个写成中文的话会是玉年玉，玉年玉。那这个 otoshidama 的意思就是说，新年的礼物。
So we see that 보조마니 and otoshidama, these are 시티즈. They're in italics because we're telling you this is a special word. It's a name, a title, or it's a foreign word. And 这边就是这样子, it's not Chinese or English. So we're going to use them in 시티즈.
那这边呢 otoshidama 前面有一个 be known as， 这个同学也要小心，那个 as 它是加身份，那这个是这个节庆的名字，或者是这个东西的名字嘛，那所以呢我们还是要前面要放 as， 不要放 for， 要小心哦。
Okay, this next one is a little tricky. Pay attention. In paragraph 1, sentence 1, we said, throughout East Asia, there are many traditions similar to the giving of red envelopes. 요자 too. But look here, there is a similar tradition. 도메오자 too. Why? Because we're not comparing it to something else. We're just saying this is a similar tradition. It's called otosho. Now I can't say it. I always feel Japanese is easy to say, but now I can't say it. Okay, so 不要说 similar to because 没有比较. This to is a little bit like than when you're using 形容词的比较句。
对，那这里要小心，因为其实后面还有一个 tradition 已经是名词，那你这边没有比较的对象，或者是你比较的对象其实前面已经讲过了，所以你现在没有在同一句里面呢，再把两个东西做比较的时候就不用加 to 哦。
Let's continue to our next sentence. In the past, parents gave children sweet rice cakes each year.
就说以前啊，当然我们现在在讲那个日本哈，那个父母呢就会给小朋友甜米糕，每年过年的时候。
Here's a common mistake. My students love to say cakes, cakes, cakes all the time, but I know they're not thinking of the correct thing. They're thinking of a big birthday cake. And because it's a big birthday cake, you can't eat it all by yourself. You have to cut it. A big cake you have to cut and share is uncountable. So like 生日蛋糕, this is 不可数. But these sweet rice cakes, they can fit in your hand. They're very small. You can eat it by yourself. 这个是可数的。
这个同学要小心，就是那个 cake， 有时候我们讲大蛋糕啊，它可以切块的，大家一起分享，它其实不可数，所以你如果要一块两块，你要记得 a piece of， 这个要注意。那这里因为那个甜米糕应该是比较小的，所以它是可以数的，你自己可以吃的， 自己可以吃得完1块的那个 cake 才是可数。
Let's go to our next sentence. Gradually, this changed into giving money instead.
Another instead. 这个我们来看一下，这个比较难。那你记得哦 instead 它在这句话里面，因为 instead 有时候可以放句子前面，有时候放后面，但不管你放哪里，只要跟它是同一个句子，就代表它是要做的。而且 instead of 它是加名词 instead 请你放在一个完整句子的前面或者是后面。对，那他就说呢，这个呢就慢慢的 gradually 就发展成是你给钱，不给甜米糕，给钱。
So gradually means over time, slowly, and instead of, we remember,在 instead of 之后是不要的事情，and instead of can never be the last word in a sentence, because of 后面你要加你的 noun or gerund, you need a V-I-N-G, so 你句子没有办法结尾 instead of, so instead of 后面不要 instead 比较麻烦都可以啦。Let's go to our next sentence. Similar to the Chinese custom or practice, money is placed in decorative envelopes, but they come in many colors rather than just red.
这个很酷哦。他就说其实跟那个中华传统很像，这个 custom 其实我们昨天有学到一个字 practice 都是习俗的意思。那这个钱呢，它也是放在比较装饰性的一个袋子比较好看嘛，但是呢他们其实是有很多，在日本是有很多颜色的，不一定说要给红色叫红包这样。
That's right. So we learned the practice of and the custom. We learned that in day 1, paragraph 2. So if you didn't hear yesterday, you can, well, number 1, go listen to yesterday. But you can also turn the page in your magazine and you can see it, day 1, paragraph 2. Decorative just means pretty envelopes, but they come in many colors. This means they have this color. When something comes in a color, they're telling you, yeah, we got this color.
对，这个 come in 比较难解释，因为它解释成有，它就很简单解释成有，后面可以加比如说 sizes, colors 或 shapes 都可以。
That's right. Okay, let's take a break here. And when we come back, we got paragraph 3. All right, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 20 and 21. First of all, Happy New Year. This is Chuxi. So I know maybe some people don't want to study today, but won't you feel good studying some English? And now you have lots of free time.
对，那同学这个除夕要拿书出来，应该是很痛苦啦。但是就谢谢同学今天聆听跟我们一起学习一下。
All right, paragraph 3, sentence 1 begins, in Southeast Asian countries like Malaysia and Indonesia, Muslim communities have a tradition similar to the Chinese red envelope custom.
再来我们要来学一下，就是呢，我们刚刚讲到是在东亚，那我们现在讲东南亚的部分，比如说像马来西亚啊、印尼啊，这个 Muslim community 就是穆斯林的族群呢，它其实呢，也有跟中国很像这种给红包，中华文化给红包很像的这个传统。
So if you really like geography, you're going to notice something about English. There are many countries that end in IA, and this IA is really just a Latin suffix. It just makes a name sound more feminine and more girly. We like to use women's, quote unquote, women's names in countries.
对，这个很多像大地 Mother Nature， 很多那种什么国家土地，我们都会觉得说，它比较倾向于女性这个性别，所以那个 Chris 老师有说到那个 A 的结尾啊，它是比较女性化、比较阴柔的意思。
So, for example, and very quickly, Malaysia, Indonesia, Colombia, Bolivia, Russia, Prussia, Persia, Algeria, Armenia, California, Asia, and more.
Wow, that's a lot.
There are a lot. So that IA, it just, don't think too much. It just means it's a name.
就名字这样而已。
All right, let's continue to our next sentence. Instead of, 后面不要的, instead of using red envelopes, they give money in green envelopes to guests who visit their homes for the Islamic holiday that takes place each spring.
哇，这个句子非常的长，那同学还有 instead of， 我们一起来看一下 instead of 后面是不要的，所以他们这个文化呢，他也不要用红包，那他们给什么呢？他们的钱是给在绿色的袋子里面，那这个绿色的袋子要给谁呢？它是要给宾客的。为什么会有宾客呢？主要是因为在这个伊斯兰的假期，那这个假期呢，其实在每年的春天都会举行的这个假期，应该说都会有的这个假期。那在这个假期的期间你们家就会有来宾客，那我们就会给宾客绿色的红包。
Okay, so we have two tricky words. We have Islamic and Muslim. Please highlight Islamic and di san duan, di iju Muslim. Please highlight those two words. Let's understand them. So Islam is the religion or the faith, but Muslim does not mean Islam. Muslim is like the culture and political beliefs that Islam says this is how you should live. So this Muslims are the culture, Islam is the religion.
这个其实呢，我有上网查一下伊斯兰教，我们中文不是有讲说信奉伊斯兰教的穆斯林吗？所以那个伊斯兰那个是一个宗教，那个穆斯林呢是指那个人或那个群体。
That's right. Okay, so our next sentence begins. The color green is associated with the Islamic paradise known as Jannah.
哇，他自己就讲说，为什么给绿色的呢？袋子，但是因为这个绿色它其实呢是和伊斯兰教里面所谓的天堂，这个叫 Jannah 的天堂呢是有一点关联的。这个 associated 记得那个 with 那个把它圈起来，因为我们学到 be related to, be associated.
Okay, so let's understand why green is associated with Jannah. So first of all, what is paradise? Paradise is a very old Greek word, and it means a closed-off park. Only very powerful people could go to this park.
所以就是这个 paradise 这个字啊，它其实一开始的意思是说，它是一个比较像是乐园，而且只有位高权重的人才可以进去的。
That's right. So not everyone could go in it. And also think, where did Islam get started? In very dry places where a lot of things didn't grow. So what would heaven look like to them? It would be very green and beautiful.
对，有道理。那个 Chris 老师说，其实因为伊斯兰教的起源地，它通常是在沙漠地带，所以其实都没有什么水源，所以对他们来讲啊，这个 paradise 呢，看起来就会，它其实就会是可能有水啦，然后像一个乐园一样，这样子的一个情况。
All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we have our final paragraph. All right, friends, it's time for Enjoy English School. We're on pages 20 and 21, and we have a few sentences left. Whether through different colors of envelopes or lucky bags, these traditions show people's desire, their strong want to spread happiness and good fortune to their loved ones.
对，这里呢，这个 whether 要注意一下，这个不是是否的意思，它是不论。他说不论呢是透过不同的颜色的信封啊，或者是不同的那种袋子，有时候可能不是信封，就像韩国他们是给福袋嘛，这些的传统其实呢都是显示出大家呢很强的这个 desire。Chris 老师有讲到，是比 want 更强烈的这渴望，什么的渴望呢？想要散播快乐、散播好运给他们的心爱的人的渴望。
So be careful. Whether through sounds like 天气. It's the same pronunciation, but the spelling is a little different. 你要加一个 H, 你少了一个 A. Be careful, but it's still a pretty easy and useful word. Let's go to our next sentence. As we celebrate the Lunar New Year, keep in mind that the true value of the gifts lies not in the money, but in the act of giving.
对，那最后我们来个感性的结尾啦，就是在我们呢庆祝农历新年的同时，我们要记得的就是说，真正的价值啊，就是礼物真正的价值呢，不在那个 lies not in， 是说不在于那个 lie in 是在于的意思，不在于钱啦，而其实呢是在于说，我们把这个散播好运那个给予的那个动作，才是这个真正的价值。
So we have a very formal ending here. 这个是蛮正式的。Something lies not in blah blah blah. 这个是不要的这个东西。But 然后后面 that's the important part. So it's like getting the money isn't important, giving the money is important. which, yeah, when you're an adult, I agree with, but when you're a kid, come on now.
I'm still getting money from my parents.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the gotta give everyone money stage of my life. It's not as fun. It's not as fun. But I am happy to help some of the younger people in my life, especially they're finishing school, they're trying to get jobs, and they need a little money to get started. And that feels really good to help them out.
That's true.
Do you have any special Chinese New Year memories?
每年我们都会去拜拜，我觉得这个不错，因为都跟我那个爷爷奶奶一起，因为我爷爷现在不在了，所以就是
I see.
就是还蛮不错，就是 memory, yeah, fun memories.
Yeah, my favorite Chinese New Year memory. The first year I came to Taiwan, I didn't know it was Chinese New Year, so no one was around. So I met a Canadian. He said I could stay with him, and his girlfriend had a breakfast restaurant. So we stayed at a breakfast restaurant, and the family woke us up every morning and made us work for them for free. All right. So for Enjoy English School, I'm Chris Gorski.
I'm Betty.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.